So I'm going to show you how I normally start out making a techno track here, just get the groundwork laid. In another video, we will take what we've done here and track it out to an entire track and then export it and do some mix down and stuff like that. But this one's just going to really just kind of get you started. I normally start with a template. I suggest you make templates. It saves you a lot of time when starting. That way you have all your buses and your effects ends and everything set up. You don't have to do all that routing every single time you start a new track. I have a lot of buses here. We're actually going to add another bus here because I don't have a sub bass bus, which I'm definitely going to need today. The way it's routed is this is my mix bus. All these buses go into the mix bus eventually. My mix bus then routes over to my stereo out. I don't like to mix into my stereo out. I like to mix into a mix bus. That way I have another layer of control before the stereo out. If everything's way too hot, then I can just bring this down and then I have more headroom over here. I have a kick bus. My kick bus will feed into the drum bus. The drum bus will feed into the mix bus. I have a synth bus that goes in the mix bus. Effects bus, things like swooshes, swoops, white noise, and all that sort of stuff. That goes in the mix bus. Hats bus goes in the drum bus, which goes in the mix bus. Claps and snares, same, goes in the drum bus, goes into the mix bus. Loops goes into the mix bus. And let's go ahead and create a sub bass bus here. I'll probably put it right around here. Add track, then group track. Make sure the routing here, the audio outputs, goes into the mix bus. Create outside folder, yes. Let's name this sub bass bus. There we go. All right, now we got a sub bass bus and it is routed to the mix bus. You can see it here. You can change the routing on these by clicking this menu, but sub bass wants to go into the mix bus. I always have some things on my mix bus here. This is typically what I use. It's a a few tools, a SSL mix bus compressor is awesome. I'll show you a little bit of that in a little bit too, but I always put a filter here so I can pull the bass out of the entire track while I'm working, because when you're just working on a track for say hours, you don't want to sit there and listen to the bass just constantly. This helps your ears a little bit too. So I have it mapped to my controller, so I can just turn this knob and it changes the frequency. So I'm just locking it to that there. Okay. Also, I have these effects ends. I've created these. They're under this folder here. I'm pretty sure you know how sends work. These are all routed to the mix bus. Their outputs are routed to the mix bus. I'm gonna collapse those. We don't need those. Typically start out with a kick. Let's get started. Right click, add track, audio track, audio outputs. It's going to the mix bus, but I want it to go to the kick bus. So there, name that kick, hit enter. I'm gonna pull that up there, pull the audio inputs and output channels down. I don't need those over there. On Cubase, you have this media panel over here. You also have your VST panel, control room, and meter bridge and all that stuff. But the media panel is what we want to focus on right now. You have your file browser, which will have all of your, you can navigate to all your samples and that sort of stuff. One thing I would recommend you do when you do find some samples that you like, right click on it, hit add to favorites. That way it will add it to this favorites button here. You click on that favorite buttons, it brings up these little folders. So I've compiled a bunch of my favorites here. So I got kicks here. I just click on that and it brings up, tons of kicks. For this one, you can use the mouse, you can use the up and down arrows. It's all good. So I'm gonna use that kick for this here. Bring that in there. Keep in mind, when people make sample packs and they make samples, they want their samples to sound, the biggest and baddest and loudest as possible. So if you take a look at this thing, it's loud. And when you bring it in and you just start playing it, it's immediately, just barely below zero, and which is fine, But when you add another sound to it that's the same loudness here, you've doubled it up, it's already past 0. So that's a big problem. You don't have any headroom to play with. It's really tough to get your mix down correct. So what I will do is when I bring it in, I will immediately come over, hit the edit, come down to gain here, and I'll give myself negative 12 dB of headroom. And see, it's plenty loud still. I like this kick, that's pretty good. I'm gonna pull some of this top end out of there. We're gonna layer a kick. I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate this track here, delete that one, and then I'm gonna name this top kick. Top kick there. Okay, let's choose another kick. Looking for something that will give me like the attack I'm after. Maybe. Let's see. Edit this. I'm going to pull the low end out of that. Disable this part of the EQ because I'm looking for the top. And I'm going to bring this down and slowly. I like that. But if you listen, it's got a little pop there. Easy way to fix that. Hover over this box and you see these 2 triangles pop up. You can pull this triangle over here. Got rid of that pop. There we go. Let's check how hot we are into this compressor. We're really hot into this compressor already. So I have a gain plug-in here. Before that, I want to have both of these up here. Where's that compressor? I just want to be hitting like 1 or 2 dB of gain reduction on this compressor. I will close that. Let's see. You hear what that does? I mean, that thing is, ooh, that's awesome. Cool. Okay, so that's just a quarter note. I want to track this out to a full bar. There, so copy. I just hold Alt and drag those over. Then I'll move the cycle marker over to make a full bar. I never start on 1 just because I like to move samples around. And sometimes if you start on 1, sometimes you can't drag it past 1. So I start on 2. Sometimes I start, on 4 or 5 to have a full, 4 bars to play with. If it's a long like beat loop that I want to drag back and forth, try to get the loop to match up properly, I'll do that sometimes. All right, let's add some hi-hats. So add track, add audio track. Let's go to the hats bus. Just do hats. There we go. I'm gonna go back over to my favorites, go to hats. I'm kind of looking for an open-ish hat, not too open. Something just to go on the up. I like this, but that's not going to be for my... Oops, sorry, it's not going to be for my 8th note hat. I'm going to make this a 16th note hat. I'm dragging these out individually because I have a 25% swing here. If I didn't drag them out individually on this quarter note, they would end up in the wrong spot. Let's remember to bring the gain down. Minus 12 dB. I'm going to pull some of this out, bring this down a little bit, and cool. let's do a sidechain compressor on there. I always put my sidechain at the bottom of the insert, make it the last insert. That way anything that is placed before it goes through the sidechain and gets the sidechaining effect. I'm just going to bring up the standard Cubase compressor for this. Click the cogwheel, add sidechain source, make it the kick bus. So anything that goes into the kick bus will trigger this sidechain. That's fine. This is the sidechain button. This activates and deactivates the sidechain. Bring the release down pretty quick. Make sure that the attack is pretty quick as well. Ratio, it doesn't really matter that much for this because we're not really doing a whole bunch of compression on that. I'm gonna pull the threshold up really high and then we'll bring it in. There you go. That works. Now let's add another audio track. Let's hats bus. Let's do I'm gonna do 8th hat. It's gonna be on the 8th note. Let's try that one. Let's go ahead and bring the gain down. Duplicate this. I want to go ahead and bring this over to the left a little bit. Turn it up. I'm going to find something to go there. Onto the... Actually, I brought that over to the right. Sorry. Bum, bum, bum. This one, I'll bring this one over to the left. Bring this down, mix it in. Or L. All right, let's do some claps. Add track, audio track. Choose the claps and snares bus. Clap. I'm gonna do C clap. For center clap, I like to do a bunch of claps as well. Where are my claps and snares? Right there. Let's try this one. Make sure we bring the level down. Now I do create templates that have all of these audio tracks already in the template. So when I pull it up, it has the tracks there, and then I can just fill them in, and they already have the gain reduction, and some of them will have like side chains, like for things that I typically use a side chain for. I will just add that, and then I have templates that do that. But for purposes of this tutorial, I figured I'd show you how to build that, and this is what we're doing here. Clap, bring this clap down. Cool. Let's duplicate this. We're going to do a left-right deal with this one too. And let's choose some claps that bring a little something extra that this clap doesn't have. Let's go to the right. Let's bring it down. Cool. Now I'm going to duplicate this. We'll grab another one. Huh. Sure. Try that one. 55. We'll do this, mix this taste, but I'll set it on the same thing for now. I think maybe that one needs to come down a little bit. I'm going to shorten this hat here. Actually, you can do it by normal sizing. You can highlight all these and then you can just shorten it like that. I think we need some effects on this. I'm going to grab this right clap and send it to some delay. It's a ping pong delay. Maybe a little too much. Let's grab the other one. Put some reverb on it. Let's go to the drum bus. I want to add some parallel compression to the drum bus with this API 2500 here. It's a great compressor for drums. Let's see how punchy it gets. It's just nice. I want to see how hot we're coming into this thing. We're back up here again. So we can always turn up the gain here. There we go. Leave yourself lots of room. All right, now what we're missing is a ride, add track, add audio track. I'm gonna send this to the hats bus there. I'll name this ride. There. Now I'm gonna go to just the file browser. I'm gonna come up here and click ride. There's gonna be a million ride symbols that come up, so it may take me a while to find a decent one. I need to make sure I choose complete sample library. There we go. A break. Here we go. 909 ride, can't beat it. I always bring it to the front of the measure right there, and then go to quarter note out and cut it. And then I will paste 2, 3 all the way over. I will drag it like that. I will cut there and bring this tail over to the front. Then glue it all together. Definitely turn the gain down. It's 12. All right. Let's do the one knob. one knob pumper. So what this is, it's essentially an automatic side chain. So you don't have to set any side chain triggers or anything. It just, you set the rate here, quarter note, half note, sixteenths, whatever, and it just side chains on it. There's an offset here to where you can offset it, move it, adjust it, you know, forward or ahead. This is the intensity. I'm gonna pull this down, and then we will mix this in. Just I added 12 to it. Okay. Okay. That's a little loud. I'm gonna do some house cleaning here. I'm going to make all of these into a full 1-bar piece of audio. Anytime there's a piece of audio that doesn't start right at the beginning of the bar, I will add an empty one like this just by clicking with the pencil. I will go past the bar and add one there, and there. Then I'll take the glue, hold down, click, drag over all of these, and click and glue them all together. Then I will select the scissors, hold down, drag past these, click, and then hit delete. So now everything is ready to go. It's ready to be tracked out. Let's add a bass line. Add audio track. Let's go into the sub bass bus. Sub bass. I don't need to name it bus because it's not. Let's go ahead and bring the gain down. -12. I'm gonna add that one knob kind of side chain thing. If you don't have that one knob thing, just do a side chain compressor here, because you definitely want your bass line to duck your kick drum. In Cubase, it's really easy to set side chain anyway. We're gonna try something different here. I've been experimenting with something. I like to grab, it's like a drum loop, and then pitch it down and filter off the highs and see if I can get kind of a cool random bass line from it. That has a lot of movement and it has a lot of tone too, so that might work really well. If we just played it, I'm sure it'd be pretty cool. Yeah, that's cool, but that's not why I'm doing this. So I'm going to bring the pitch shifting plugin now. So just type in pitch, and meta pitch is really cool. I like to bring the format down to -6. See what that sounds like. That's cool. Let's add a filter to it. Well, we don't necessarily have to add a filter. We can just bring we could do a high cut. Great. I'm bringing the pitch down a little bit over here. Oh, that's cool. I'm digging that. All right, that's really cool. One thing I want to do first here is I want to add these hats into a group. So I've selected one, hold down shift, select the last one there. It selects them all. Right click, move selected tracks to a new folder. There, we'll name this hats. There, and then I'm gonna close that. Now all the hats are, you can edit them together. You don't have to, but it kind of gets them out of the way so we don't have so many tracks. I'm gonna do the same thing with the claps. The claps are less likely to be edited separately, so moving them to a folder really makes sense. Let's see, claps there. What is that? Hi-hats you edit separately quite often, so I'm gonna check on the compressor again. That's not bad. I'm gonna add some reverb to this center clap here. All right, let's add a stab. I'm gonna add track, audio track. I'm gonna put it in the synth bus. Just name it stab. Stab. Turn the gain down. -12 dB. Pull a little bit of that out. I'll add the one sidechain. I'll add a sidechain. So you add your sidechain that you have there. I'm going to add some delay. I'll add some reverb. I will add some of this flanger. You probably won't even notice the flanger. I'm going to pull the volume down because I like to bring things in slow. Let's see. Favorites. Trillion synth shots and stabs. I don't know how that's gonna work, but we will find out. Not a big fan of that. Just doesn't really matter, does it? Bring the hand back to towards the center a little bit on that one. All right, so this sound to me is just a little too long. I want to shorten it. Pretty cool way you can shorten it is come up here to normal sizing. I normally have it. Sorry, I keep pressing it. I normally have it on sizing applies time stretch, so I can like stretch like loops and things. But let's put it on normal sizing. Normal sizing acts like essentially a clipping tool, so it'll clip it down to the quantized note, whatever you have chosen over here. So I will bring this up to 1/28 notes, and then we can come through and yeah, see, I dig that. That's cool. Go back to the let's add a filter to this. A nice resonant filter. This UHE filter is awesome. Bring up the drive, bring up the resonance. All right, well, I think that works. We can work with this. So I'm going to end this video now, but I will save this, and tomorrow I'll jump on this and we will track it out, add some effects, and get the mix down, to a good spot, and go ahead and export it and see what we end up with. Hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, please just leave them down in the comment section below. I will try to get videos out pretty frequently. I'm hoping to do a few a week, maybe 3 a week. And I'd love some ideas what you guys want to learn. Anything that that you don't really know how to do yourself in Cubase or anything as far as techno production goes, just give me a shout, and we will see you next time. Thanks. Bye.